Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel of James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are also listed below. Other than that, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Thank you very much for watching, and let's get into your selection. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? Double card. Good cards, though. Okay, got the Judgment in your favor. Success at the top. I don't know why I'm like... Listen, we're not putting up the whole deck. I mean, maybe we are, but let's not. What? That's a lot. That's it. It's an interesting way to stop. There's a lot of cards, which is fine. But I was whining about this the other day with somebody else, too. Because I'm just like... The cards come out the way the cards come out. That's just... I don't know how to explain it. If you're a reader, I feel like you understand. Just like it starts coming out, you just gotta let it happen. I don't know. I don't know why I'm whining about it, though. It's not necessary. Okay. Okay, let's just be fair before we get into this. This is something that's been there. I don't think you wanted it to be something. Yeah, it's going your way, which is really kind of perplexing me. You didn't put any effort towards this. I feel like whatever this is, you're like, nah. I just keep getting like that, nah. This is one of those things you didn't put any effort towards it. You were like, no, that's not mine. I'm not doing that. Completely walked away from it. I keep getting, but it might be a version of it, and it's now coming in, and Judgment is in your favor, and all of a sudden something that you were like, nah, is like, it's yours now. Now it's yours, and you're like, and it's not bad. It's going well, and I'm just like, kind of like baffled, because typically when Capricorn doesn't want something, then that's that. You don't force things on Capricorn. If Capricorn doesn't want it, Capricorn doesn't want it, and that's that. This is something different. I don't know as much as, I don't think it's being forced on you. I think that's a big piece of this. What I think is going on is like, there's something that's been there, and I've just been like, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. No, I'm going to stay out of that. No. And I just feel like I keep ignoring it or walking away from it. And then something happens, and your viewpoint changes, and next thing you know, you're right in the middle of it. Right in the middle of it. And I don't know that, like, I was thinking of it that way, but there's a reason here you're in the middle of it. Something happened, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of it, but it's all going your way. 6 of Wands, success, Judgment in your favor, Queen of Cups, Knight of Swords. This situation seems to be just following your lead. It's like it needed direction, and when you stepped in, you gave it direction. It didn't have direction. I think it's the best way I could put it. It's like it was just kind of flying in circles and not going anywhere, and you stepped in and said, listen, go over there, and there we go. And it just straightened the whole thing up. The Queen of Cups is a good energy here for you, because I feel like this is compatible. It's just, I wasn't going to be a part of it, and then something changed your mind, and you stepped in. Nobody pulled you in. You stepped in. You didn't have to, but for something changed your mind. You did what you had to do. Judgment in your favor, success, all seems fine. This is a weird moment, because I feel like I remember I've done this before in my own life. Not recently, because I know how I am now and I kind of accept it. You know when you step into something and you're like, I don't have to keep going with this. I could walk away. I'm just helping a little bit. I'll only do a little bit. This reminds me of the whole I could quit at any time thing. That whole thing. Yeah, I could walk away. Yeah. Meanwhile, every step you take, you're that much more likely to not. And that's what's going on here. I feel like at first you're doing what you're doing, it's clicking, everything's going easy for you, but you're like, well, I don't have to stay involved in this. This is just a minute. And then next thing you know, a year has passed, and this is what's going to happen with this situation. You are in it. You wouldn't have stepped forward if you didn't want to, and I also feel like your heart is keeping you involved in this situation. You want to be here. I don't know if your mind is agreeing with your heart, but your heart has you here, if that makes sense. You're doing what you have to do. You are the leader of this situation is what I keep getting. Even if it's not official. This is one of those times where, say, you're the employee and you're helping the boss, you're still the leader. Somebody else might have the title, but you're the leader is what I keep getting. You're the one keeping it together, giving it direction, helping it get where it needs to go. Okay. I feel like you're in it, but let's keep going. Yeah, because you don't show up to fail. You don't put your effort in just to have it get thrown away. If you're going to be a part of something, it will succeed. You didn't just show up for the fun of it. And you're also like, I don't like this Wheel of Fortune energy here. And if I step away, Wheel of Fortune comes right back in. I don't want that. I'm going to stabilize this. And it seems like you were making up your mind pretty quickly. Like, no, I already fixed it once. And if I step away, I wasted my time. Why did I bother even stepping in that one time? I didn't show up to fail. I didn't show up to just throw away my energy. I'm here. I feel like you're sticking with it. Take it with a grain of salt. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And that's how that goes. This is more... They're like really beating this to death. For some of you, I feel like they're just saying, just step back and decide for yourself if this makes sense. If I'm wrong, then I am wrong. Some of you may still be resisting getting completely involved with this situation. This is just making this 10 times harder on you than it needs to be. It's your business, but they're saying it goes a lot easier once you consciously step yourself into it. You're the one in control of what you're going to do next, obviously, but I feel like they're trying to say you wouldn't have shown up. You wouldn't even have bothered the first time. You wouldn't have. You don't waste your energy. That's not Capricorn. Capricorn does not waste their time. They just don't. You're gonna find the longer you're here, the more you're like, no, I am invested in the success of this. The longer you're there, the more you're invested in the success of this. I don't want to say the same thing again, but I feel like they keep wanting to say, you didn't show up to throw away your time. You never did that. That was never going to be the situation. There's a moment here where I feel like I'm trying to kind of find a way to wean away from it. This could be very difficult for you if you try to do this. Your business. If you really don't want to be a part of this situation, it'd be easier to take it and cut off cold turkey. Like, nope, not doing it. Also, it'd be very hard because, again, you don't show up just to throw away your energy. I feel like if I try to wean myself off, I only get so far, then I'm like, wait, you're doing that wrong. Okay, I'm walking away again. Oh, no, that's wrong. No, over like this. No, do this like this. And then I'm like, all right, now I'm going to walk. And then there they go again. It's like, come on. It's not like they're forcing you to come back, but I feel like every time I try to walk away, I'm like, nope, they're screwing it up again. Nope. It's like, nope, they're screwing it up again. There's another way to handle this. Address it for what you feel it is. That Three of Swords is like, there's a reason you don't really want to do this. But there's also the Ace of Cups here with the King of Fire. I can think of a lot of reasons why I don't want to do this, but I can get involved with it and just love it for what it is. There's a choice here. Processing it, looking at it kind of like, you know what, I've come this far. I don't know if I really wanted to be a part of this, but I'm emotionally invested. And then just kind of realizing, as long as I keep moving with the situation, I keep it under control. It does what it's supposed to. The situation works out the way it should. There is kind of a balancing here. there's a transition time. It's not like you can just go, oh, I accept it, and I move on and just throw out these cards. I feel like there's kind of like a grieving period of like, I've put myself in this situation. I didn't show up for no reason. And it just like, I have to make peace with it over time. And I have to like, it's going to start off where this part's stronger, where I'm like, I don't really think I wanted to do this. I don't really think I wanted to make this commitment. But the more I get involved, the less I seem to worry about that. And then this at some point will take over and like eclipse that old energy. There's addressing it, but not letting it hold you down. Addressing it, but then realizing what you're doing anyway. Addressing it, but also going, I didn't show up just for no reason. There's a lot of emotional support around you to help you make this transition forward. You clearly can still walk away if you want to, but again, I feel like your heart is holding you here. Your heart is like, no, because if I walk away, it's going to fail. I've already gotten involved, and I didn't get involved just to watch it fail later. I didn't do that. I didn't want to just like give it a couple extra days before it finally like fell off the side of the earth. I didn't want to do that. There will be at some point, if you do this, if you decide this is appropriate, there will be some point where you were definitely in control of it, and you were going to like it. There's a time where I just got to get used to it. I got to get used to what's happening. I have to feel strong in it. I have to feel like this is where I want to be, and I got to see the benefit that I wanted from it to begin with. It's like, it's one of those things where the benefits that I want, I didn't realize I wanted until I experienced them, if that makes sense. It's almost like trying a new cuisine. It's kind of like if you don't know anything about it or how they do things, you're like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. And it's almost like, there's been, at least in my case, I've had to have some foods 3 or 4 times before I'm like, actually, I kind of like that. It's just my taste buds had to get used to it. And then after a while, I'm like, I actually crave that. I really like that a lot. This could be one of those situations. It could be really, really good. There's a process to it, a process of making acceptance with it. What is this last part over here? Because it's like things moving, more things coming. Something is building. Knight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune being taken out of power. So the Wheel of Fortune shows up here, like I'm worried about it. You're going to end up removing this as a factor at some point. This might be, ironically, one of those situations where I start out as a worker. Then the next thing I know, I'm the acting manager. I don't get paid like one. I don't have the title, but I'm doing the role. Over some time, I then become the manager. And then some time after that, I become the business owner. And I was totally not seeing that opportunity come my way. But over time, not only did I become the manager, I became the actual owner. And that's the Tower card here, crossing that bridge. The Tower card is like, I was totally not expecting that, was totally not seeing that come. It's going to be up to you if you go that far with this situation, whatever it is. But I feel like that's because when I get the Knight of Pentacles, like it's something it's building up to this. It's not like I don't know, this is the second time today, this really doesn't feel bad. It just feels like it's an opportunity, kind of like, that wasn't on my bingo card, that wasn't on my goal list, but also it's actually good, and it gives me more control, and it helps me make this work out completely the way I think it should, the way it actually should. And I'm taking that Wheel of Fortune energy right out of the situation, and usually Capricorn does not care for this card. And if you could take that out of the equation, you're like, yes, we will take that out. In fact, I would say Capricorn would be like, if we could just take that right out of the deck, that's fine with me. It doesn't take it out of life by taking it out of the deck, but you know what I mean. This could turn out to be one of those things. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.